All right, everybody. Welcome to the NorCal Sports Network. And forgot the band. Forgot to put the band up. Where the heck is the band tonight when we need them? I tell you, I was trying to get the YouTube thing going, and it's with the subs only deal, and it fired something different. So we don't have the band tonight anyway. The Niners will be our band tomorrow, right, guys?
Yep.
Here's a little band. No, that's a weak one. We got. Where the heck is the band? I don't know.
That's funny, man. Spencer Stewart refers to Bora as 2004.
There we go. There we go. So, Niners tomorrow. Can they go 6-0? Is the title. Can the Niners go 6-0? Or will they go 6-0? What do you guys think? Let's start with you, Bora.
Yes, I think the Niners are gonna win pretty easily. I think the Browns just don't have it on offense. They don't have the firepower. Deshaun Watson's out. Their left guard, Bitonio's out. I think he's an All-Pro or Pro Bowler. Niners defense is just really good. It's top 3 defense in the league, and the Browns offense, even with Deshaun Watson, wasn't off to a great start. And it just doesn't help that they have PJ Walker in there, who's a career backup. Last year he didn't do too well. His only really highlight was the 60-yard bomb to win it as time expired against Atlanta. And Steve Wilks knows him. Steve Wilks was the interim head coach last year for the Panthers. He coached PJ Walker, so he should know his tendencies and everything. I don't think this is going to be particularly close.
The spread, did you see it change?
Yeah, it did. It was at like 6. Right now it's at
it started at 3.5 and went to 9 or something. 9.5. So almost a touchdown in the 49ers' favor. A lot of people, feeling like when Deshaun Watson was not said he wasn't going to go tomorrow, and then someone else is Njoku is possibly not in full self. I guess he got burned or something, huh? At home.
Yeah, he's gonna play. Schefter reported that he's gonna play. I don't know how effective he's gonna be, because there were these. He took a picture on social media and it did not look good.
Yeah, that's sad, man. That's too bad. I mean, that's a rough situation to
totally unavoidable too. It just happens.
Totally.
Yeah. So hopefully he recovers well. But what do you think, Los? 6-0 tomorrow?
I mean, I think the Niners should win this game, but I think it will be a struggle for the first half. Cleveland's defense is really good. Myles Garrett is possibly a little bit better because he brings more power than our boy from Dallas. And but I think they'll figure it out. I think Purdy's, like we've talked about, is real smart. He'll figure out what they're trying to do. The weather may be a little bit not altogether that great with wind and rain. So it might be a little bit of a sloppy game, a little defensive struggle. But I expect the Niners to pull away in the third and fourth quarter. The key to every game, when you have one good team and one, great team, which is the Niners are a great team. I think.
Oh, he froze. It's 10 minutes.
Yeah,
every 10 minutes.
Right? Yep.
Cleveland is a very
froze
good
again
team.
at the
with PJ at with PJ at quarterback. It's gonna be tough sledding for them to move the ball. But the key always is turnovers. That's the equalizer. If the Niners get sloppy and they do a special teams turnover in the rain, or somebody fumbles and gives Cleveland momentum, they could hang around. But I expect the Niners to pull away in the second half and get to 6-0.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at
trap game like we talked about, coming off the emotional victory over Dallas.
I'm looking at PJ Walker's career stats. His career record is 4-3. His completion percentage is 58. He has 5 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. So I mean, he's not a starter. He's a backup quarterback. So the Niners defense should feast. I think one of the keys could be the pass rush for the Niners, just because we haven't seen them really take over a game yet. I think the defense overall has been playing really well together, but I think the strength of this team is the front seven and the defensive line, especially with the addition of Randy Gregory. So I think the one of the keys, at least, is just for Nick Bosa and Javon Hargrave and Eric Armstead and Randy Gregory to just get home and put pressure and get the actual sack instead of just allowing them to check it down and just dink and dunk. And that falls on Steve Wilkes too.
I am extremely juiced to see what Mr. Gregory brings to the table, because I love pass rushers.
Yeah,
Dan will remember back in '81 that the Niners pulled a trade for
Fred Dean
named Fred Dean.
Yeah,
and Fred Dean, the Niners were so good.
Dean Fence.
Yeah,
Dean Fence.
Fred Dean is a Hall of Famer, and the Niners were so good that year that he was a third down pass rusher. He didn't even play much on first and second.
I remember getting my shirt. You remember I had Joe Stuckey and Fred Dean and Dwayne Board, and we had Hacksaw Reynolds.
Manu Tuiasosopo.
Yeah, that was Ronnie Lott, Eric Wright, and Carlton Williamson. And the 3 rookies started that year in the 49ers defensive backfield, led them all the way to their first Super Bowl victory. Couldn't believe it. 3 rookies starting in the defensive backfield. Never seen that before since. Have you, Los? It's been what?
I've seen maybe
40
2
years.
I've seen 2. I've never seen 3 secondary go right to the starting lineup, and they were led by the veteran, number 22, my good friend, Mr. Dwight Hicks. If you're out there, Dwight, what's up, baby?
Hey, Dwight, if you're listening, come on in.
No doubt.
Yeah, you know what? I'll put the if Dwight's listening, we'll put the link in for Dwight Hicks to come in and join us. Dwight, as many of you may or may not know, probably do not know, but is a friend of Los. So we will put that out there for Mr. Dwight Hicks, number 22.
Great dude.
He was awesome. Awesome.
And an accomplished actor.
Yep.
So yeah, Dwight was the key, the glue to that secondary. The 3 youngsters that came in were obviously extremely talented, but so was Dwight. Dwight had a lot of picks, 81 through 84. He led that secondary and helped bring them along. And man, I think all 4 of them made the Pro Bowl in '84, and that I don't think has ever been done since. Every member of a secondary make the Pro Bowl. So special team and special memories in the '80s for sure.
All right, the link is in the chat. That is for Dwight Hicks if he's out listening. We heard he might be listening tonight. So
yeah, he was invited, but he's a busy man. Well, if he's out there, come on in, Dwight. We'll chop it up.
So looking at the weather, it shows about a 55% chance of rain at kickoff at 1 p.m. And then it increases. Let me see here. 1 p.m. It flipped on me. Hold on. I'm now looking at Sun City West. Okay, hourly for tomorrow, because my point I want to bring this up is it says light rain early and then showers late. 55% at 1 o'clock. By 3 o'clock, that's up to 63%, then back down to 55 at 4. You want to get on an early lead if weather does become a factor, because you don't want to be in a game like the Bears monsoon game week 1 where it's a tight game and then anything can happen, a fluke, somebody falls down like last year when Fields was able to get it to the wide open receiver for the only touchdown. I can't remember who that was, but he was left like there was nobody within 30 yards.
Dante Pettis.
Oh, that's right. It was Dante Pettis.
Yeah.
Ironically, former Niner Dante Pettis. But one thing that people don't realize about Brock Purdy, like they always talk about his height, like he has pretty large hands. So in the rain and bad weather, he can hold the football maybe a little bit better than some of them taller dudes and control it. So, yeah, that Bears game was about as ugly as it gets. Like if you think about last year, how much better the Niners were than the Bears, like overall, and they just let them hang around. They let them hang around because of the bad weather, and that could happen tomorrow. So, hopefully the Niners can get on top of them.
I want to see him take it down the field again.
If you win the coin toss, get the ball. Push it down the field, score early, get a 7-0 lead with right off the bat, and you'll never look back because the Browns offense just isn't
right.
going to work. It's not good, and I don't even know if they're going to score a touchdown. Like, do you guys think the Browns are going to score 1 touchdown this game? Do you think they're going to score 1?
If they do, I think it's set up either from some type of big special teams play that gets them in field position or a turnover. I don't think their offense drives down the field tomorrow with PJ Walker. Is PJ Walker a mobile quarterback at all?
A little bit.
Yeah,
that could hurt the Niners a little bit.
Yeah.
They don't do as great against mobile.
The thing is though, I didn't research this, but I just heard this. That one of the reasons why Nick Bosa's sack numbers might be a little off and low to start the season is because Steve Wilks is trying to solve the issues of mobile quarterbacks being able to escape the pocket. Because for the last 3 or 4 years, that's been their Achilles heel, especially with the wide 9. When you're just trying to rush the passer, and the play breaks down, and a mobile quarterback has to escape the pocket, there are lanes to be escaped from, and if you watched the Broncos game last year against Russell Wilson, I mean Russell Wilson always does this, but late in the game he found holes to run from and escape from. I think this all the time, and I think this year Steve Wilks is trying to do a better job at that by making his pass rushers a little more disciplined and just sticking to your rush lanes. I don't know who put that out. I think it was on Twitter, but I just saw that, and I thought that was interesting, just to note.
MF was there at that mess of a game last year. Somebody said that, yeah.
How much?
Oh, that's right. He was at the.
How much did you pay for those tickets to sit there in that?
That was the weekend. The Giants were in Chicago that week too.
Yeah.
So he did a double dipper. That was man. All right, I don't want to say that word Giants unless we're talking New York Giants. Although I will say this. Somebody put it on, but those who want to hear from Ned Coletti and Brian Sabian, Larry Kruger's channel will have that on. Both Ned Coletti and Brian Sabian together Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock. So that should be pretty cool. If you're a Giants fan and want to hear the two guys that really got the franchise becoming consistently winner starting in 97. It was those two guys. Prior to that, the Giants had a little bit of run with Roger Craig in the late 80s, but it ended pretty much after the 89 series, World Series appearance. And then they had some down years, 90, 91, 92, and then 93. Dusty Baker came along, had a great year there. Then we had the strike in 94, 95, 96, bad. Then 97, 96 was horrible. And then Ned Colletti was the assistant and Brian Sabian was the GM. And they put on 8 straight years. And then that led to later on 3 World Series championships. So 4:00 on Larry's channel Monday afternoon. So, and then somebody asked me, I'll answer this real quick, and we're going to probably, we'll be staying on football here, but Matthew, I saw your chat there, and I'm trying to find it where it went. Here it is. To both of us, Dan and Los, later this month, you two are at Chase Field together in a World Series elimination game between Arizona and Bochy's Rangers. Who are you rooting for? I'm going to go for Boch. I'm going to go for Boch.
That's a good question.
I would.
I have zero
that's a
allegiance.
Great question.
I have a zero allegiance to the Arizona Diamondbacks, other than it's where area that I live and things like that. Be cool for the area, but no, I just pull for Bochy just from the standpoint is how we feel about the Giants and we know how we feel about their front office. So nothing more than to the front office of the Giants.
Exactly. That would be the ultimate.
Oh, I would love it.
That would be awesome. I'm pulling for Boch. If it's Arizona and Houston, it's Arizona all the way.
Do you think if Bochy wins a World Series, he retires immediately, or do you think he keeps going?
I think he keeps going. He's got a 3-year deal.
Okay.
Doesn't he get? I think it's a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
I think he keeps going. Yeah,
that money's pretty good. So
yeah, I think he keeps going.
Definitely.
Anyway, back to football here. With this Niners offense, will they get 30 points again tomorrow against a stifling Cleveland Browns defense and weather?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that Shanahan plays this game a little conservative, kind of similar to the game they played in real bad weather against Washington, where he's not going to risk plays if the weather is not too good. He's going to punt and know that his defense is going to hold Cleveland's offense down. So I'm going to say that they go under 30, something like maybe close, like 27 or 28. The other thing is Cleveland's defense has gone up against some running backs like Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Gus Edwards. These are bigger backs. These are not shimmy guys that have a lot of quickness like McCaffrey does. So McCaffrey's going to bring a whole different element. So will Debo in the running game. So will Mason that they're not quite used to. But the sloppy weather and the bad footing may negate that.
We're having after we finish here tonight, roughly 9:45, maybe 10, we have a current events show talking about war. So I think they should pound the artillery with Mason, pound the line, soften the interior, and then bring in the Swift rocket.
Use the tank. Use the tanks to establish ground superiority, and then
and then bring in McCaffrey.
Then I'm hit him with the air show. Yeah, that's a good segue right there, Dan. Very good.
So, I mean, it is true. I mean, Will B puts up a good point about Jim Schwartz's D is 8-1 against Shanahan. So.
That's a good point, Will.
But is this 8-1 against? This is 8-1 against. What do I want to call him? I will call him extremely conservative Shanahan. Is this the new Shanahan, guys? Are we seeing a new Kyle Shanahan this year because he has the quarterback?
He has the quarterback, and he doesn't have to keep people in to help protect a non-mobile Jimmy Garoppolo. So more people out in the pass offense, running routes, and a quarterback that can immediately process where each one is, he does have a quarterback that allows him to be more aggressive. So absolutely, I think Kyle's always wanted to be this way, but he was restricted. We all can kind of see it now. We see how Jimmy's playing in Las Vegas. He's still Mr. 4 or 5 times a game throwing what are you doing there? Why are you throwing that? So yeah, absolutely.
Going back to Dan's other point, or question of if the Niners are going to score 30 points, I don't think they will either. I think if the Browns had Deshaun Watson, then I think Kyle would sort of push it a little bit and try to get over that 30 point hump, just because Deshaun Watson, he's not as good as he was, but he does bring an element of being able to escape the pocket, his mobility, and he is still, you can't negate what he's done in the past on the football field.
Deshaun Watson was like questionable 10 days ago. Like, I think he saw the Niners on the schedule. He saw how they played against Dallas. He knows it's going to be an ugly weather game. He's like, nah, let me count my money this weekend. I'm cool. I'll wait till next weekend to play. I don't want that Niners smoke. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could play, but whatever.
I think he could probably play, but I think the rain could also play a factor in it, just because that doesn't
hurt him more.
This point with the rain and Schwartz beating Shanahan, but as we said, he did not have his QB. And as we look here, and is this sharing, guys?
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
It's just Gmail.
Oh, it's just the Gmail right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull it up here. Hold on here. I think I've got to do it differently. Why does it always do that? Maybe I have to share it in.
Hey, real quick, while you're looking for that, Dan, let me respond real quick to Brian Iglesias and push back just a little bit. He said if PJ Walker puts up 20 or more points, this is not a Super Bowl contender.
Oh yeah.
Respectfully disagree. Every Super Bowl team has, or every Super Bowl contender has 2 or 3 clunkers during a year.
I remember the Eagles. Was it the 89 season when the Eagles routed the 49ers in game
94 against Steve Young, 40-8.
Was it 94? Yeah, 94. That's right. They also, that's right. Yeah, 40-8. Yeah. So
every team is going to have a clunker where just things bounce a certain team's way. So if they happen to put up 21, 23 points and the Niners squeak out 24-23, hey man, I've seen the Chiefs get blown out 2 or 3 times during the year. I mean, blown out by 30, 35 points. It's going to happen. We cannot.
They lost to the Colts last year.
Yeah, we cannot go week to. We can't go do that week to week. Every team is going to, have a bad game.
I want to play this real quick before I lose it. This is great. This was hilarious on Instagram. Let's see if it pops. Is it popping up there?
Yeah.
All right. Let me get the sound back. I'll start it when it because I don't think I could rewind it. So I'm going to start this. This is a play on a song, and it's hilarious. Did you see this, Bora?
No. Okay.
You got to watch this, you got to watch it and listen to it. This is great. So let me see if I can get it going here. Here we go.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired. Listen to the sound of my tears. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all the years have gone by.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, and then I see the look in your eyes.
Turn around, fight eyes. Every now and then I fall apart.
And I need you now tonight. And I need you more than ever. And if you only hold me tight, will we hold? Every now and then I get a little
Look at
bit higher.
there's all these quarterback
To the
names.
sound of my
What is
tears.
great is Brock Purdy guy. Actually, you can visualize him looking like that as a kid. Look at him.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, and then I see the
Josh Rosen.
Turn around, bite eyes. Every now and then I fall apart.
And I need you now tonight. And I need you more than ever. And if you only hold me tight, will we hold every now and then?
Oh, that is so hilarious. I mean, that fits perfect.
That sums it up.
I mean,
Yep.
you see the last one, the girl, Trey Lance. Gosh. But Shanahan, you can see it's like, you can just picture, it being like that. I mean,
And I mean, a lot of the times that's the way it is for all coaches, not just Shanahan, because a lot of these coaches need to find their guy. Andy Reid had Mike Vick, right? And he wasn't able to win a Super Bowl for
He wasn't-
however long
couldn't do it with Alex Smith.
Nope. And he got Mahomes, and they've won 2 Super Bowls so far. So it all depends on the quarterback.
That's a great point. That really is.
Depends on the coach getting his quarterback.
Right. Bingo.
Yeah.
That's it. And I really hope the Niners can pull away. And I hope it's not too close to the game, because I would love to see, the starters not have to play. I mean, they played 3 quarters last week. Great. And that was a physical game against Dallas. I mean, let's be real. It was a physical game.
Yeah. Has Brock not put up less than 30 in the game he started besides the championship?
The Seahawks game.
What did he do in Seattle? The playoff game. The playoff game?
In Seattle.
When
he had it was Thursday night. I think they got 23 or something. He had broken.
He was playing with a
ribs or
broken rib or partially
Okay,
broken
yeah.
rib that game. And then against Dallas he put
I'm
up
not
19.
gonna say they don't reach 30 tomorrow. I know it's raining and Cleveland's, but man, I don't know. I got a feeling they're gonna do something to go right at Myles Garrett.
I will give everybody another prop bet, and that I hit last week that I hope you bet. And it is the one weakness on Cleveland is their safeties do not cover tight ends very well. So Mr. Kittle might have another good game. So take a look at that yardage on the props and go over. And again, I'll let you know my Venmo account if you hit it again.
Hey, there you go.
If I lose,
3 tips.
I'll deny that I said it.
Hey, I'll
even
say
though you
this.
can come back and prove that I did.
I'll say that. Yeah, you got the proof.
Yeah.
I'll
Might
say
need
this.
might need to delete this show, Dan.
Niners get 30 points, but it may not be all offense.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the Niners score a TD tomorrow.
That's a
on
good
the
call.
defense, and I'm going to say they put up another 3 to 7 points where where the Niners had the ball inside the 30 on another turnover.
Who do you think gets that touchdown?
The defensive touchdown?
Yeah.
I'm going to say that defensive touchdown comes from you know what? We might have another Fred Warner pick. Fred Warner picks one off on a short pass covering somebody on an out, one of the backs. PJ Walker throws it on the inside. Warner picks it off and takes it to the house.
I'm going Hufanga.
I'm going Lenore.
I was, the other one I wanted to say was, and I constantly forget his name, Gibson. Yeah, Gibson. There we go. The safety. He's got more picks but it's hard to get a return from the safety position.
Yeah, because he's so far behind. He does play a deep safety, and he's not the fastest dude in the world. You saw when he returned that one last week against Dallas.
He had a lot of space.
He almost looked bored. He was going down the right sidelines like, oh, whoop-de-doo, please tackle me. Oh, go down. Like, no shimmy at all. Mm-hmm. So, you know what, though? I swear, every time Gibson gets an interception, God, I cannot help think about about Tart dropping that pick against the Rams.
Oh gosh,
Gibson's got such good hands. Like if he gets his hands
got
on
ball
the ball,
skills.
sorry to bring that up, but like his hands are so money. Like, and that's the difference between knocking a ball down and getting a pick and a turnover. How many times as Niner fans over the last 5 years have we had a pick thrown right to us? I mean, nobody talks about this one, a very underrated one, but in the Super Bowl against Pat Mahomes, Quan Alexander had one right in his hands and dropped it. So I love Gibson. Like when it hits his hands, sticks. Gets
you
it.
guys hear about? I heard Fred Warner talking to about. He was asking him. He says, those plays were not normal. Your way you played. He said that he brought up Quan Alexander. He said when Quan was here in 19, he used to carry a ball around, and I mimicked him. I modeled after him. I think it was his second year or whatever. He goes, so I started doing that, and then he says, to be honest with you, I got away from it. And he said the week before the Dallas game, I just started carrying a ball around with me all over the place, and so there's a mentality of like, go for the ball when you've got that ball all week. He was carrying it in the locker room. He was carrying it with him. So the fact that he forced the fumble and then he got the pick, by the way, that fumble was, if you did that 100 times, I bet you that you couldn't duplicate that one time of that ball staying in bounds.
It hit somebody. It hit a Niner to stand.
Yeah, you couldn't duplicate that. If you tried to reenactment, like they did, with the baseball play of the Giants Game 7 World Series, those guys reenacting the play of rounding. Should the guy of Gordon have come all the way around third to home? You could do that 100 times, and I guarantee you that you couldn't duplicate that and get that ball just like they did. That was that much from being out of bounds.
Yeah. They said, they talk about baseball being a game of inches. Football can be that way as well. And that's another play that happened in the Super Bowl that people don't remember. Patrick Mahomes was running towards the goal line. I think Jimmy Ward just knocked the shit out of him. He fumbled, conveniently went right out of bounds. Kansas City
I remember that. Yeah.
Retains possession. So if that ball stays in there, that's 7 points off the board for them. So yeah, football is not quite as much as baseball, but yeah, a bounce here, a bounce there, an inch here, an inch there can make all the difference in the world.
We have a disagreement with you.
Tashawn Gibson has 33 career interceptions though, and that's up there. He's been a solid player his whole career, and he's a good veteran defensive safety for a team that's a Super Bowl contender. Really, he's not like one of the top 5 safeties, I don't think, in the league, but he's an above average safety. And I think just being able to have ball skills plays such a key role in a defense's ability to pounce and create turnovers. Just because if you have guys that are known for picking the ball off, offenses won't throw at you as much. Offenses won't throw you those 50-50 balls because they know, this guy has attacked for the ball and this guy can pick it off. So that forces teams to play a little more one-dimensional.
Speaking of 50-50 balls, did you guys see the Stanford Colorado game last night? Man. Did you see the receiver? I can't remember his name. He caught like 300 yards passing. He was number 13, Stanford receiver. He grabbed a ball on the back of the guy's helmet. Did you see that?
That was Travis Hunter.
Yeah, he took it, but it wasn't off Hunter though, was it?
It was. Yep.
Was it off Hunter?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, that was such an awesome game to watch. I mean, Colorado was up 29-0, and they lose in overtime. What was it, like 46-43, right? They got a field goal to win it in the second overtime because Colorado didn't score.
Something like that, yeah.
Sanders threw a terrible, ill-advised pass. Yeah, you kind of could pass for Dion the way you're dressed there, Los. Dion just wears that hoodie over his face. And
new 49er
oh, there we go.
sweatshirt. It's different. It's beige brown with the
I
red.
had the beige
Yeah, it's different. I like it.
sweatshirt like that in the 80s. That was the color. I had the jacket, the beige jacket like that.
Thought I'd have the Obi-Wan Kenobi look for Bora because he's always my young Jedi that I'm trying to teach.
Yeah, the young Jedi. There you go. Hey, we've got our conflicts, and that show's coming up after this show. Current events, Hamas versus Israelis. But we got Brian Iglesias against Los conflict right here.
Yeah,
Hey, Brian, if you want a more in-depth answer of this, you can donate $5 to Super Chat.
There we go.
Oh, I respect Brian's opinion. I know what he's saying. He's probably watched just as much sports as I have over the years. I think I might be a little bit older, but I've just watched enough sports where baseball, basketball, football, other teams have this guy out and that guy out and that guy out. And then the team kind of lets down mentally. Oh, this guy's out, should be a cakewalk. And somehow, some way, they're not prepared and they lose the game. I've just seen it happen so many times. So, yeah.
How about the
PJ
Warriors
Walker,
in their championship years losing to teams that had 3 starters out and they just like, oh, we got this game, and these guys just get hot, and it happens.
I know it's a different sport, but the Warriors were missing like Curry, Klei, and Durant one year against like some scrub team, and they beat them, So I mean, just like
I've seen good teams lose. It
happens in professional sports.
It can happen because these guys are not only do they have pride, but their jobs. Some of these guys' jobs are on the line, for these teams. They're playing, they may not be in the league a year from now if they suck. So, and they get up. Hey, we know that every team that's going to play the 49ers the rest of the year is going to be like this. This is their, big game.
Let me give you more of a football example, Brian Iglesias. Last year, the Niners played the Raiders. They had a backup quarterback that nobody heard of.
Stinson.
And he picked the Niners apart. Why? Because they had a good game plan to play action on them early, draw the linebackers up, Greenlaw and Warner, who are super aggressive, and he beat them deep and had mobility. So I know PJ Walker is a scrub, but he can move around. And if the Niners don't prepare and be on their A game, yes, they could give up over 20 points. And if they do that, yes, they still are a Super Bowl contender. So
I see yours, and I raise you another one. 2 years ago against the Cardinals, Colt McCoy, they got absolutely dog walked.
Bingo.
I mean, any given Sunday, right? And especially, I mean, on Sunday, there's a high probability of rain, and anything can happen in the rain. Debo could fumble because the ball is too slippery. Things can happen in any sports, in any game, but especially in the rain, things are unpredictable. Things happen, and don't take one game. Don't analyze one game from the whole season. Just analyze the season as a whole.
Didn't Colt McCoy, didn't Colt McCoy, I know, don't say it, please don't say it. Didn't Colt McCoy, who has no arm strength, hit like a 60-yard bomb on like the second play of the game against the Niners that game? I distinctly remember that, like, oh my God.
That was last year. That was last year on Lenore.
How is he so wide open? So, hey, it happens in pro sports. There's just not much you can do. Expect the Niners to have a clunker against an average team this year. Just kind of expect
it's going to happen. Yeah,
it's okay. It doesn't discount them. We don't just automatically say the season.
I don't think it's tomorrow. I don't see a letdown on this team.
No, I don't either.
Final score prediction.
But if it does, I'm not going to dismiss them as a Super Bowl contender.
Final score prediction, guys.
Do we want to
20
do that at the end or now?
Well, we're gonna once we get off 49ers, I think we'll go into a little bit of fantasy football.
Yeah.
But we got more Niners to talk. But while I'm going to say 30-7. I think the Niners get 3 touchdowns and 3 field goals by Jake Moody. I think they bog down a little bit in field goal range on a couple of drives because the Browns defense is good. And I think they have to kick 3 field goals, but I think they get 1 defensive touchdown, and I think they get 2 other touchdowns that Purdy takes them on drives. So I'm saying 30-7.
Hey, Bora, before we give our answers, let me remind you that the last time we went up against Dan predicting a score in the AFC North was Pittsburgh. We said it was going to be ugly weather. The Niners wouldn't score that much.
I'm not picking against the Niners. I'm not picking against the Niners.
And so you know what? I'm not going to go against my pick. I'm going to still go under 30. But Dan does have us about them higher score. So I'm going to say 26-13 Niners, 26-13. And Kittle over 34.5 yards.
You think so?
Yep.
I don't know. I think
they don't cover the tight end. They have great corners that Ayuk and Debo might have not the greatest games in the world. So it's going to leave the middle of the field open. Trust me, Shanahan will see it. I watched the all-22. Their safeties are hard hitters, but not great in coverage.
Okay, all right.
I mean, we'll see.
No, yeah. I'm gonna say Niners win 26-3.
Damn.
I don't think the Browns are gonna. I don't think they're gonna move the ball on offense at all.
We've got some in the chat pointing. Hey, we got a NorCal T-shirt, free NorCal T-shirt winner for the winner who gets the closest score. So we'll go back. Can you write these down, Bora? And if you're a big guy, I'm sorry, it won't fit.
What?
I'm saying if you're a big guy, it won't fit. The XL is really a large.
Oh, then take me out of it. I'm a 2XL.
I know you are, man. I got to get some bigger shirts is what I got to do.
Yeah, bigger people get love too. Come on.
I know, man. I know.
Hey, shout out to my boy Johnny Flowers in here. Much love. Thanks for coming on, bro.
All right. I'm seeing scores here. Let's see. Okay, let's start here. All right, here we go. We've got a score of senior softball, 35-12. You writing these down, Bora?
Should I?
Yeah, write them down. So we'll see who gets it close.
Mark Graves, 35-3. Woo.
Seniors got 35-12.
The winner gets a free T-shirt.
Yeah, free NorCal Sports Network T-shirt. Spencer
Stewart.
Stewart.
Unless you're a big dude.
Unless you're a big dude, I'll have to order some.
How about is there NorCal Sports Network hats?
No, we need to get some of those, man.
Okay.
24-10. Spencer Stewart, Mark Graves, 35-3. Robert Duville. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Robert. Duville. Duville. I want to say Duval, but I know there's no A or U in there. So Duville. 35-17. Kyle McKiernan, better known in this show as Aaron Rodgers, 27-6.
He needs a shirt because he never wears one.
D-Shot says 27-6. They came out at the same time, 27-6. So if it's 27-6, we got 2 shirts to give out. And MF 27-6. We're going for it better not be 27-6. 3 shirts is all right, that's cool. Jimmy. He doesn't want to say his last name, but is that Jimmy G or just Jimmy? 34-13. D-Shot changes his from 27-6, says never mind, 24-zip Niners. Eric L, 31-13. Tom Weyerts, 31-13. What is this one saying? I feel this team is built different than years past. They have too many all-pros. So there we
Hey,
go.
and I understand that for sure. Oh, by the way, Dan, if I happen to win, 26-13 is my guess. If I win, I would like my shirt, since I can't fit, to go to Brian Iglesias, because we can disagree and be on opposite sides on this whole Contender Super Bowl thing. But hey, Brian, if my score is right, you get the shirt, assuming that you are an XL or below. See?
31-3 G Martinez. Yeah, it's really frustrating because I don't have any. I had some double XLs, but I wore double XL. They only had like 5 when I got them. I think I gave one to Eric.
Are these kind of like made in China type of things where it's like a size smaller?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. 2XL is really like a large or XL.
Yeah. So yours fit, Bora? I didn't send one to you, Lowe's, because I knew it wouldn't fit.
Man.
So
Mine's a little big, but I'll grow into it a little
what
bit.
size did I send you?
Extra large.
Man, you're a little guy, man. You're like you're like McLaughlin of Denver, man. He's a scat back.
What's your height and weight, Bora?
I'm like 5'9", 145.
145? That's like a pretzel.
No, I'm gonna fill out a little bit.
He will.
Whoa, 145. Man,
he's 18. Let him
I know.
grow.
I wish I could. I was 155 at his age. I was 5'11", 155.
Yeah, so we're like the same.
Yeah, I was 5'11". You know what? I was 5'11" in 8th grade, and I stopped growing. I used to post up these little punks in basketball and just score at will, and then they all got bigger than me when I got to high school.
Oh, Brian, you're a 2XL too. Damn, man, I was trying to be cool. All good.
I'm gonna get some more. I'm gonna get some. Will B says eat a cheeseburger. Yeah, man, or have some lumpia. Man, I put on like 20 pounds with my wife's cooking, all this lumpia and stuff. So the last 3 months or so, I've lost about 20. I've been on this protein diet, and I've lost 20 pounds. I'm down to like 189. I was like 210. So I really want to get down to like 175 would be nice. But
hey, yeah, for us 2XLs and 3XLs and 4XLs, men in here, like probably hats will work.
Yeah, we got to get some hat. We'll get some stuff. I got to get with Larry's
hats or
vendor.
beanies. I like a beanie too.
I got to get with Larry's vendor. He sent me a guy, and we'll get that going here. We'll get the NorCal Sports logos, shirts, and hats going, and we'll get a store going here and a link. And all you'll do is click on that, buy it directly from them or from the link, and they'll ship it right out. And I won't have to deal with it. Man, I would love 145 pounds. That's great.
I think I was 12 years old when I was 145 pounds last. It's been a minute. Damn, I couldn't even imagine. You must be really quick. Are you fat?
I do have a great wife, Kyle.
Yeah.
I bet he's probably quick. I bet you Bora was
Bora's running a 4.5
Did you dive into second base when you stole or slide feet first?
I always dove. I remember I have this memory in Little League where they didn't allow you to slide head first. And I always slid head first, and they would always call me out.
Bora looks like he doesn't look like a feet first slide guy. He looks like a kamikaze on the base pass.
I'll tell you exactly who he looks like, and you're all gonna laugh. Are you ready for this? Just look at Bora's face right now and tell me he doesn't look like a young oh God, what's the actor's name? I just had it and I just slipped my mind. Keep talking, I'll remember it.
I think he looks a little like Christian Yelich.
Oh,
little bit. What nationality are you, Bora?
American.
I mean, are you ethnic, whatever you want. How do you say that? Whatever. What ethnic background?
Turkish.
Turkish. Okay.
Yeah, and German and Scottish and Irish.
Yeah, we all come from somewhere, right? My roots are Italy. Los,
Okay, I got it. I wrote it down.
Who you got the actor?
Yes.
James Caan?
No. Yeah, the hair's it's kind of
In Brian's okay. All right.
Brian's song. No, just look at Bora's face and tell me he doesn't look like a young Matthew McConaughey with no facial hair. Tell me he does not look like him a little bit.
I gotta start growing it out, man.
Yeah. And you know how Matthew McConaughey talks. Yeah, I got yeah, that's the baby. I could
You know what movie I watched the other day?
I can't do other impersonations behind besides Farhan. So.
Dazed and Confused. I watched that movie the other day.
All right. Young Matthew McConaughey. He's a big Texas Longhorns fan, man. He goes to every Texas game. Damn. Yeah. Oh, Don Sutton. That's a good one. With the hair. Who said that? Senior. That is classic. Look up Don Sutton. That's before your time, boy. He had that.
Look up. Hey, look at this one.
He had that curly hair coming out of the side of his hat. Hated him, man. I thought he didn't have good stuff, but yeah, the James Caan hair for sure.
Let me see. Yeah, Don Sutton. That is it. Who said Don Sutton?
That's a good one. I like
Don
that.
Sutton. I like that.
Yeah, I think you got me beat on the McConaughey. Yeah, Don Sutton's a good one. At least the hair. The face is definitely Matthew McConaughey.
I'm going to pull up Don Sutton. Probably Don Sutton at 20.
Young. Obviously, young Don Sutton. Do people know that him and Steve Garvey got into a big fight in the clubhouse?
Oh yeah.
Back in the day when everything was kind of hush-hush and nothing was reported and there's no internet. Yeah, they got into a pretty good scrap. Him and Bert Hooten always shut the Giants down, man.
Oh, they did. Oops.
Hey, so let's stay on football. We should go.
There it is.
That's Don Sutton. See the hair?
There he is. Take the hat off, and it's Don Sutton.
Bora's like, damn, it had to be a Dodger, huh?
Right.
I could have found him in the who is that said Don Sutton? Who said that? Come on, I gotta find that. Sutton on the dot. There it is. There we go. Bora. So yeah, he is I don't know if he is a Braves broadcaster. Not sure.
So how does everybody feel about their fantasy team coming
there we
up?
go. Los, even though we disagree, we can still have an intriguing sports debate. We can agree on this. If this team gives up 20 points to the Browns and loses, and the 49ers have a serious issue.
I would agree. I'm not going to lie to you, Brian. If it happens, I will be surprised for sure. And it depends how it happens. Is it like over 20 points can happen in a lot of different ways? Did the offense turn the ball over and give it to them right there at the 8 or 10 yard line so they didn't have to drive the length of the field? If they put up 20 or more points and have over 350 yards and they found some chinks in that armor, I would agree with you. There's a lot of ways to get over 20 points. Like Dan was saying, he expected the Niners to jack up the score because of a defensive touchdown. Cleveland's got a good defense.
I see a defensive touchdown and a field goal. I see 10 points tomorrow set up by the defense.
They keep saying on the national beat that Purdy's getting away with some interceptions. So
every quarterback gets away with
every quarterback, exactly.
If you looked at Mahomes' film the last 2 years, he's had so many drop picks, and yet he's regarded as the unanimous number one quarterback. It's every quarterback has that. And Shannon Sharp's comments were so idiotic, saying that he's a system quarterback. It's every quarterback on a national football team is a system quarterback because every team runs the coach's system. but the way he said it was almost to say that that it's all Kyle. It's all Kyle's system, that anybody could succeed, and it's just not true, because if you watch Jimmy Garoppolo, like his game, he won games, but he wasn't winning games like this. He wasn't having the success that Brock's having, and it's pretty obvious. The offense is just more in rhythm. And the offense starts up right away. I mean, right when Brock Purdy came in, boom, they were scoring 30 a game. The start of this year, they're scoring 30 a game. That's never happened with the Jimmy Garoppolo team. There have always been like 2-3, 3-2, 1-4 that they've started. They've started pretty slow, and this is the only season where, aside from the 2019 season, where they've started 5-0, but I mean their offense is carrying the team. The defense isn't carrying the team. The offense is carrying the team.
Bingo.
It's kind of what I thought this year. I really thought the offense was going to make a statement. That's why I said game one. I said this year's team is going to be known for its offense this year, because it's so. The word balance. I think it's explosive. It's got too many weapons. You've got CMC, you've got Kittle, you've got Ayuk, and you've got Debo. That's 4 weapons.
Juszczyk.
And Juszczyk's another weapon. And you know what? When he's out there, so is my name's 15. Jennings, 15. Yeah. Juwan Jennings is a weapon, because what he does is he gets balls that are possession for first downs and runs over people for first downs.
And his physicality as a run blocker is super underrated.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you see,
Very underrated.
He draws penalties for the Niners from the other team, just because the opposing team's cornerbacks are tired of getting bitched.
Yeah, and then you know what? We haven't even seen. Also, Ronnie Bell's a weapon, but we haven't even seen Danny Gray or Ray McLeod, the deep threat, yet.
Ray is super interesting, because when Debo went down last year, he filled into that role perfectly fine, and the Niners offense didn't skip a beat. I mean, he had an end around touchdown for like 60 yards, I think.
No, he can fly. He could fly.
He's super underrated.
And there's a rumor that another weapon on offense could be coming via trade, and that is Mr. Zach Ertz. The Niners have been looking for a second tight end forever. You know how I feel about Dwelly and Warner. Waste of roster spots. Like, they block. It's funny. It's hilarious watching them go out in the pass pattern. Like, dude, why are you running? I think if going to see the ball.
If they got Ertz, I think Dwelly is the one to go, because Warner's the blocking tight end.
Warner blocks a little better. Yeah, I would cut Dwelly. Don't cut Braden Willis. Damn it.
They won't. They wouldn't
do that.
Cut that guy, because I was upset that they cut Jameson, the cornerback from Texas.
He's going to be a stud. He's going to be a stud.
Ambry Thomas instead of him. Damn it. And kept Matt Pryor instead of him. Don't cut these young, talented guys.
I know. It's hard to,
rely on the athleticism.
Please. Yep. Yeah. Yep. He's doing well for Carolina too now.
Charlie says, or Senior says, play Charlie's triple from a few weeks ago. I don't see it in here, Senior. A 3-run double. Oh, triple. Okay, I think I might have that. Let me see if I can do this. I think I have a double in here. Is it this one? That ball was laid in there, man. That was drilled, though. That was drilled. Nice piece of hitting. Zach Ertz would be great. The Niners could then go into a double tight end set. Oh man. Ertz is a heck of a pass catcher. And
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I would just my argument for that would be that Juszczyk could be as valuable as Ertz, in my opinion. Juszczyk
I
is
don't think at the
so
tight end position though.
I think so. I think they could just play. They could use 12 personnel with Juszczyk. I don't think they have to trade for another.
But they wouldn't give up anything for Ertz. It would probably be something like a 7th round pick.
Yeah.
What's he making this year?
At the most, a 5th or a 6th.
I think it's a 6th at the worst. I mean, they got that 7th coming now from Denver next year, so they got 2 7s.
They got a 4th for Trey, but they won't need to use that.
They're not getting, Ertz.
No, not to give it up, but I'm just saying they have more picks, so they can afford to give up a 6th round. I mean, that would be something completely new to Kyle's offense. Is a second patch catching tight end.
Well, they had that in 2020 with Jordan Reed, right?
Oh, I love Jordan Reed.
Oh, I did too. Dang it! And then
they had him with Garrett Selleck too, right? 2017.
To a point.
To a point, yeah.
Who was the guy they tried to get? Hooper or Cleveland got him that year. The tight end.
The tight end from Atlanta.
Yeah, what was his name?
I think it was Hooper. Yeah,
Hooper.
Austin Hooper. Yeah.
Or something.
They've been trying to get a second tight end that can catch the ball. They got plenty of blockers that can catch the ball. Oh my God! If they get a second pass catching tight end, a veteran like Kurtz that knows how to get open during zone off defenses, Jesus, man. I mean, that's perfect for Purdy. Like he throws over the middle with such accuracy anyway.
The more I think about it, the more I'm inclined to like that. It's just, I mean, but it's not a bad thing to have more weapons. It's not just overload your team with weapons and pass catchers and cornerbacks and defensive linemen. Get these guys to really put you over the top, because you never know. Kittle could go down for a few games, and Ertz is a good safety blanket.
See,
same thing for the defensive side.
Yeah, if one of our receivers goes down, Jennings and Gray and Ronnie Bell can step up. They're not going to be the same, but they're very good players. If McCaffrey goes down, Mason is a good player. Mitchell gets healthy, back. Is a good player. But if Kittle goes down, Willis has potential, but he's not quite there yet. And you're stuck.
You want a veteran that can.
If you're stuck with Dwelly and Warner trying to catch the ball, good luck. So,
and Kittle's gotten injured in the past.
Let me ask you this question: is George Kittle more valuable in the offense as a run blocker or a pass catcher?
That's a tough one. It's a good question.
He knocks some guys flying on runs.
I think as good as he is catching the ball and running after the catch, I think I would say a slight edge to his run blocking is really dominant. He puts people on their asses.
Exactly.
And not just safeties. He puts linebackers on their asses.
And he loves it. And
go watch the first playoff game against Dallas, in Dallas with Jimmy at quarterback. Watch that all 22 film. Kittle put Micah Parsons on his ass 4 times. Yes, I saw it 4 times. So yeah, I would say run blocking.
I'm gonna say his red zone pass catching, because I think they can easily get down the field, just playing hot pocket or the hot hand, just randomizing who gets the ball, and they'll have ease running down the field. But I think once they get into that red zone scenario, Kittle is just such a weapon, and to Brock Purdy at least. Last game he had 3 touchdowns. Last year he had 11 touchdowns, and most of it was with Brock Purdy. I think his blocking is really, really valuable, but I think his red zone, him as a red zone threat is makes the team even more unguardable, especially in the red zone, just because he's such a big target, and the red zone's such a hard spot to be able to score touchdowns in, just because you have a limit on where you can throw the ball to. It's not just unlimited spacing. And he's such a big body, and he doesn't line up as a receiver. He's lined up against linebackers most of the time, and he can abuse that matchup. I just think him in the red zone is just such a mismatch, and it just opens up so many more opportunities to everybody.
Let's for a second just kind of stay on tight ends, because I really like that idea of getting a second pass catching tight end. Let's say they don't get Ertz. Is there any other tight end out there that you could think that, you know what I would love is a tight end like Vernon Davis that can go downfield and catch 20, 25-yard seam routes and is fast. Probably not a lot of those out there, for trade, but
how about Ingram from San Diego? They got Parnell.
Evan Ingram, you talking about the Jacksonville tight end?
No,
Everett.
Everett, I mean.
Gerald Everett. Yeah, he's like Ertz. He's a possession receiver.
Oh, you know who would be good to go get?
Huh.
Tough to get him, maybe, but the backup to Andrews.
They're not giving him up. No,
Baltimore.
He's a guy that can go down the field. I'm trying to think of his name. Had him in fantasy earlier this year. Likely Isaiah Likely. Not likely to get likely.
Like that
not likely.
Or
what about Austin Hooper? He could be had. He's with the Raiders, and they have Michael Mayer coming up. And the Raiders are just horrible. Don't even get me started about Jimmy. He's not even a top 20 quarterback in the league. He's so bad.
And what did the Raiders pay him?
Oh man, that's a dumpster fire organization.
Evaluations for sure.
And they're stuck with Josh McDaniels, who's horrible.
Hey Dan, if I may, can you give me a little leeway? I want to talk just a little business about the show, if I may.
One second. Yeah, I want to pull up this real quick because this was texted me since we're on this subject of trade. This was sent to me by Eric L. And I'm going to put this up. This is a 49er rumor. There it is right there. You guys see that?
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Johnson of the Bears?
Yep.
Huh.
Still making calls. Says
Don't
he made a call.
Don't know too much about him.
I don't either.
He's 24 years old. It's his third year in the league. He's struggled with injury in the past. He played like 15 games his first season, I think, then 11 last year or something. I can pull up his stats right now. But he had a hamstring injury earlier this year. I don't know what it would take to get him because he is young. Oh, it's his fourth year in the league. He played 13 games his rookie year, 15 his second year, 11 last year, and he's played 3 games so far this year. I think he's a good number 2 corner, but I don't know if they need him really. Like Los you said, they got Womack and Luter coming in.
Yeah.
So if it would cost like a 5th or 6th, then yeah, sure. But if it would cost anything more than that, then I don't know if I would want to.
I think the noise about Surtain or Denzel Ward coming, I don't think the Niners want to give up a first-round draft pick. They haven't had one for a while, so I think that's kind of slowing down. And
they need to draft a left tackle with that.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Because I think if whether the Niners win the Super Bowl or don't win it, I think this is Trent Williams' last year.
It very well could be.
And I do not. McKivitz is playing well. Credit to him, he's playing well, but
he's a good right tackle.
He's a good right tackle. If they try to move him to left tackle, and you're going against now the best pass rushers of other teams, they need to draft the left tackle.
This is his first year at right tackle.
Or trade
it would be his second year at left, or his first year at left tackle.
Yeah,
just let him develop at right tackle. I think if the Niners win I think it's a very big possibility that Trent Williams retires. But I think if the Niners win the Super Bowl, then it's almost a guarantee that he retires. And does that money come off the books if he retires? Or okay, then I mean, yeah, they could trade for somebody.
They gave him a bigger signing bonus to help out with the salary cap, I believe, like they did.
Yeah,
a few guys. Hey, don't be surprised if Eric Armstead's not with the team next year.
No, he's going to be him and Kittle are going to be with this team at least like 2 or 3 more years, just because they restructured their contracts.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I got one more question for you guys. Who's going to be the running back 2 tomorrow and going forward?
Mitchell practiced this week, and I know
I think it's Mason tomorrow.
But I think Mason is gaining steam, and he's getting confidence in the coaching staff. He's a physical back, which is what they don't have. So I like Mason at number 2. I think Ty Davis-Price, he's number 4 right now.
He's going to be inactive tomorrow.
He'll be inactive, but I mean, his job on the team may be, I don't know. They got that Jeremy Nichols guy in an emergency if they need it, but
I like Mason a lot.
I do. I think Mason could start for a lot of
physicality. I think
he runs and he hits the hole straight. He doesn't sit there and look and juke. He just blasts through it.
And you know what I saw from him on Sunday versus Dallas? He can cut back, which is just very interesting.
And he doesn't have bad hands. Like he's not a route runner like McCaffrey. But
when is the trade deadline? When is the trade deadline? October what?
31st, I think.
Is it the same as? Is it the 31st? Okay, so that's just
I think it might be
about 2 weeks away. I think Denver has a fire sale going. I think Judy ends up in Kansas City. Just a gut. I think they're looking for a.
He's not good. I don't think he's good at whatsoever, though. He's young, but
is he better than Tony? I think he's better than Tony.
He might be better than Tony. Yeah,
I mean, he's in a terrible system with Denver. There's nobody to get him the ball.
True.
I mean, he was awesome at Alabama.
Buster's Boys is a big Kadarius Toney fan.
No, I got rid of Kadarius Toney.
But you had him to begin with.
I had him and I got rid of him. Right now, I've been playing around, if you guys have noticed, with my IR spot. I've been bringing in guys to, talk to the team after a tough loss last week. I brought in Aaron Rodgers. I let him go. Brought in Nate Sutfield. I may bring in a couple of more guys tonight just to bring him into the building, put him into the IR spot. I let go. I brought in Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker is on my IR slot right now. Just getting a little, into
creative.
I'm bringing them in, chat with the gang, get to know the gang, and see if they like him. And if he connects with the locker room,
You're reaching, man.
You got to have a little fun in fantasy, man. Otherwise, you just, there's not a lot to do all week if you only have one. I'm not like some of those guys that has 4 or 5 leagues, man. This is it. NorCal Sports Network. How many leagues you in, Los?
Just 2.
Yeah. I know guys in 4 or 5 leagues, man. How do you juggle all that?
You can't.
Or you just go juggle and just say, here's my lineup. I'm not going to even try and make trades, and I just don't have time. I mean, I like to have a little fun. Hey, speaking of fan, I sent a trade request to my opponent tomorrow, Purdy Cameron. I sent him a request for Justin Jefferson. And I just read Justin Jefferson. Doctor said today he's going to be out maybe 4 to 6 weeks. I'd trade him because you got to make the playoffs first. You can hold him for the playoffs, but if you don't make the playoffs, he's 2-3. He's going up against the number 1 ranked team according to Fantasy Pros in the power grade, Buster's Boys. Although I'm sitting at 2-3. That kind of bugs me. But could be worse, right, Bora?
All right,
Poor
guys.
guy.
See.
Yeah, Brian, I'm with you, man. I'm juiced to see Gregory rush the passer. He's really good.
He's
So,
really good, and he's pretty fast. He's a speed rusher. So
yeah. They've been looking for that since D Ford left.
yeah.
So-
I mean, if you watch the defensive line with Steve Ford in 2019, that was something else. He could be the missing piece that they've been looking for all this time. That could really put them over the edge on the defensive side, because the last year they had the number one defense, but they had no one outside of Bosa.
Yeah.
No one. And that I mean, if he can be productive, he doesn't have to get the sack numbers, but just be able to create pressure.
Oh yeah, create
On the
pressure.
side, because you have the rotation of Drake Jackson and
Who's his body look like? Does it look more like Haley?
Alden Smith.
Alden Smith. Yeah, he's like 6'5", isn't he?
long arms.
Yeah, he's like Alden Smith. That's right. I knew he looked like somebody the Niners had in a uniform. They're going after you in the chat, Bora.
Yeah.
Is Bora getting off the schneid tomorrow? Bora going for the perfect season?
Reverse.
As Robert Rothberg would say, Bora's going to run the table. Bora's still defeated. Not undefeated, still defeated. I like that.
That's good.
Let's see. Any more Bora comments in there? Well, I don't know how to pull up the screen on the thing, but what are your odds tomorrow? Are you? Let me look at the numbers.
I don't think I have great odds.
0-5, and we look at the league's.
Anyone, if they want to trade for Bijan, he's available.
I've got an offer to you. We've got an offer out there, but I'm just, Bora, you got to give a little bit when you're 0-5. You can't demand.
Dan, I'm stubborn. All right, I'm stubborn.
You can't demand two of my better starters. And
By the way,
not to give two starters back.
by the way, speaking of fantasy football, who out there let go of the Cleveland Browns defense? Thank you very much. You don't ever let go of a top defense. I don't care.
When did they release?
Did you let go of New Orleans? Did you let go of New Orleans once?
I don't think I ever had New Orleans.
Somebody let go of my. I picked him up, and I was going to keep New Orleans because
But New Orleans is a good defense. The Browns are a top three defense, especially when they're healthy. Yeah. Myles Garrett is dominant. Like,
did you pick him up and keep him and drop your other D?
Hell yeah, I picked them up. I'm not letting go of them.
When?
Oh, I don't know. Like this week.
Jeez.
Do you guys have like notifications on for that or something?
Mm-hmm.
I got to do that. I don't know how to do that.
You got to
I
get
got
your
the
notifications.
Browns and the Jaguars now.
Oh. What are you doing with the
defenses? Are underrated. Ask Dan about defenses week 1.
Jeez. Don't remind me.
Dallas
are you playing Jacksonville
MF.
tomorrow? Are you playing Jacksonville's D tomorrow? They're playing Indy? Or are you playing Cleveland against the Niners?
You know what? I'm
game time decision?
Game time decision. Bingo. Like
game time decision.
I have a feeling like Cleveland will do some things, but it's hard to.
Let's take a look at the league matchups. Tomorrow, we've got they always list my Buster Boys going up against Purdy. I'm favored there. Bad Guy against Trock. That is a pick'em game right now, according
he
to
he got off to a good start with Kelsey.
That is a pick'em game. 143.21 projected for the Bad Guy there, Los. And Trock's got 143.78. That'll change rapidly, though, as we have come to notice.
Yep.
2004, Bora, 115 projection, 0.7 to to Haruku's 132.5. Go buck yourself. That's Will Martinez against Brock the Party. Brock the Party is Carlo P, I believe. That's a 114 matchup. And then Gabe's Food Review, that's Will B, 126 over our commissioner, Sean, Elementary Mr. Watson, 119.5. So that's a 7-point difference there. And then MF, 139 to Woo, who will be coming up shortly, guys. Woo! We'll be coming up with a current event show at 127. 139, 127. What'd you do? Did you give a woo?
Boo.
Oh, boo. I thought you said woo.
Yeah.
So,
B. John Robinson for the Browns D.
no, come on.
I'll throw in Ty Joe Spears. Ty J, 2J.
He's on the no, come on. You
Yeah,
gotta give
come
up
on.
something more than that, Los.
I know. I'm not going to take advantage of my young Jedi. I would be a bad mentor if I did.
My
that.
young Jedi. That's why
That-
you know
that would
he
be,
needs to wear one of those hoodies too. So if he's your young Jedi,
Well, I didn't talk to Bora. I should have told Bora I was going to wear the hoodie because we did have the bucket hats on last week at the same time.
Yeah.
I liked your bucket hat. It was clean.
Mhm.
I think if you're gonna go for Bijan, you're gonna have to give up somebody like Cup.
Oh, Cup's not coming off my roster. Cup and
Yeah.
Hill are that's why I picked him up. And
You want to give up. You want to get Bijan. You need to give up Hill or Cup, or you need to give up.
No, I
Kenneth-
need two starters.
You
I
need
two
Kenneth
starters for
Walker
Bijan.
and Jacobs.
I don't need Bijan that bad. I'm good. My team is fine. I probably traded the least of anybody in the league. I'm
You
cool.
still have 150 fab bucks with you too.
I went to the Secure Money seminar and it said it's
There
not
you go.
how much you make, it's how much you keep.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yep. Learn
Secure
from my
Money.
mentor.
And you know what? Secure Money, we will help you not only protect that money, but we will grow it. And not only grow it, you will never worry about having to lose money again, like in the market. If you were in the market last year, you've lost over 20% of your funds. Not one of my clients, not one, has lost a dime. Okay. Maybe they got a zero for the year, but you know what? In times like that, zero is your hero.
Right.
You want a zero. You don't want a big fat minus 20. That's like taking a sack on 3rd and 8 when you're in field goal range to win the game, and you take a 22-yard sack, and now you're back at the 50-yard line, and now you got a 67-yard field goal to try and win the game when you had it. So Secure Money. You know what? We will not only secure it, we'll grow it. And if you need money, you need to call Los at Flex Funding now. Los can get you money. He can get you money for any reason. You got equity in your home. You know, you need a little bit of money. You got family members that may be struggling with inflation right now because inflation is out of control, and things that are what used to cost $2 now costs $4. Everything's getting more expensive. So the retirement they planned isn't getting them through, probably because they're not with me at Secure Money. But if they need that money, they may be sitting on a ton of money, maybe sitting on 500 plus thousand right over their roof. You know, they got the roof over their head that's got $500,000 and they're not doing anything with it, and they're running short monthly. Give this man Los a call. He will fix you guys up. He will fix your parents up or your grandparents. What's your phone number, Los? Let him have it. Oh, he's muted. You're muted.
Sorry. 925-250-48.
And he froze.
The worst time.
He froze on his ad.
at the worst time possible.
He froze. Oh, he does. That's awesome. You
Los, he
froze right
froze.
during
No.
your. You froze right.
10:05, 10:15, 10:25. Yeah,
You
the
froze. You got the
fives and me are not good. I know, I'm
925.
horrible, man. Like right when I say my spiel, my little phone number is gonna freeze up on me.
What's the phone number?
925-250-4894.
There we go. We don't have.
And if I could add just a little bit on the business side of things, and just be serious here for a second, talking to everybody here in the chat. We love you guys, man. We have had some regulars and constants and loyal people that have been with us since Dan started the channel. Love you guys to death. You've been with us from the very get-go. We are trying to grow the channel, and we always ask you to like and subscribe, and I know some of you do and some of you don't. What really is going to help the channel is just word of mouth, telling people about us. And little by little, we getting people. We're in a progression right now of transferring from baseball to football to basketball. That is what the show is called, NorCal Sports Network. So we are going to be talking about the three teams that are basically representing the Bay Area. That is the Giants, who we've talked about at length. We know about that. And now we're transgressing into, 49ers football, possibly the best team in football. So it should be a hot topic. The Warriors, they're going to be right there. So please tell people about us so we can get these numbers up. That is what ultimately grows the channel. As much as we love talking with you and with each other and having a lot of laughs, I made myself out to be Farhan. How humiliating is that? Just so people can laugh. But at the end of the day, it is a business.
Farhan?
This is Dan's channel. We're trying to grow it. We're trying to grow it and trying to get some things done. So, hey. Tell people about us.
Thank you, Lois.
At the baseball game, telling people to come on our channel.
Yeah, do it. Let me give you one tip. What you guys can do. What I did at the Diamondbacks game. You got a phone when you're with your friends, or you're hanging out. Whatever you're doing, you're out to dinner with some friends. You're talking. You got family over, or you're watching football together. Just take their phone or tell them to take their phone. Say, hey, do this right now. Open up YouTube. All right. Open up your YouTube and look, there it is. We got current events coming up. There it is coming up right after we get off this channel. But have them open up to NorCal Sports Network. Tell them, hey, it's got the flag on the logo, the California flag, and have them just hit subscribe. Tell them you don't have to watch it. You don't have to turn notifications on. It just helps the subs. We're sitting right now, subscriber-wise, at where are we at, guys? We're about 860, I think, somewhere. Let me tell you where we're at. We've been 858.
We've been in a little bit of a Giants batting
slump
here on subscribers. So
we're in a slump.
That's nobody's fault, but if you've liked the channel for as many weeks and months as you've been with us, help us out. Subscribe if you haven't. And like Dan said, it's just on your phone. Just when you're watching football tomorrow and you're around a group of people, just say, hey, these guys, they talk baseball, they talk football, they talk basketball.
That's right, Eric. We will be talking some Sacramento Kings basketball. They're good.
And we will be going live tomorrow night around 8:30,
that's right.
8:30
tomorrow night. We'll be going live after the NFL Sunday Night Football game. It will also be after the Houston Astros Texas Rangers game. So we will be wrapping up all of the NFL games tomorrow night and discussing at length the Niners game against the Cleveland Browns as we did the preview today. We'll do a post tomorrow. I want to also, we didn't get into it tonight. I wanted to go through every NFL game and give our predictions, but
we could do that.
You want to do that real quick?
Why don't we do
that?
Yeah.
You mean pick each game?
Yeah, we'll just pick each game. Not the spread, just the games.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me pull
real
it up.
Quick.
Just go one by one.
These two talked about money. If you guys want to turn your $100 into $5, just you can Venmo me. I'll return your money.
Nice.
Bora's trying to raise $5 for his fantasy football team. All right, here we go. Let's pull up the schedule. And let me get that up. And then we're going to wrap up right after this. And hey, stay tuned, everybody, because Eric and will be coming on at the bottom of the hour with a current events update. If you have interest in that, with what's happening over in Israel, Eric, the history aficionado, and will be two guys who spent time in the military. So we salute those guys for serving. They will be coming up at 10:30. I got to change it because we're going a little longer than we thought, but we got let me just edit the time there, change that one. We'll be out of here quick. So Eric and they will go and give you live coverage of what's happening over in Israel and in Gaza. So let's go to the picks, guys. Are we ready to do it?
Yep.
All right, let's take a look here. Is that showing? You guys seeing that?
Yep.
There we go. All right. So we got Baltimore at Tennessee. Write these down, Los or Bora. Don
wager on them?
No, we'll see who gets the most picks right.
You guys do it in the chat too.
Yeah. Everybody do it in the chat. Another T-shirt. Who gets the most picks right? All right. Another T-shirt. All right. Baltimore, Tennessee at Tennessee tomorrow morning in, where is that game? In what is it? London? In London. Okay. I am going to take I'm going to take Tennessee. No. It's a neutral site. I'm taking Baltimore. The better team will win.
Yeah, I'm taking Baltimore.
Yep. I'm taking the Ravens. Is our boy Liam going to be? Is our boy Liam going to be there at the game?
I haven't seen Liam in the chat in a while.
Liam, where you been at? We miss you, mate.
Yes, very good, mate. Come on, Liam. Washington, Atlanta. I got Atlanta.
I got Washington.
All right.
I think Sam Howell, and I think they're going to have a bounce back game.
I think Bijan gets shut down and Washington wins in a defensive battle. And the quarterback for Washington, what's his name again?
Howell.
Sam Howell does horrible. And Bora gets a total of 7 points between the two. But
Praying on my downfall.
Dan, Sam Howell is the great-grandson of the great Thurston Howell.
Thurston Howell, yes, from Gilligan's Island. Yes,
sir.
There we go. Who do you got in that game, Los?
I got Washington.
All right. Then we got Minnesota at Chicago. Go ahead. I picked the first two. Go ahead, Bora. You're below me. You get the next two, and then Los will get the next two after that to be the first pick.
I got Minnesota.
Okay.
I think Justin Fields' little Linsanity run is going to come to an end.
Okay, at Chicago. Okay.
And Los is gonna lose because of that.
All right. Go ahead, Los. You're next.
Justin Fields stays hot, and the Bears win.
Okay, I got Chicago too. Bora, Seattle at Cincinnati.
This might be the game of the week. Really, this is a really good game between two really good teams. I'm gonna take Seattle. I think they're playing really well. And I think Joe Burrow is still recovering from that calf injury.
Hoping Kenneth Walker kind of goes down for 4 or 5 weeks because I just picked up Charbonneau.
Hey, bite your tongue, man. I got Kenneth Walker.
Oh, do you? I'm sorry. Well, I'll trade you him if he goes down. I'll give him to you for Cup.
I got the Bengals. I think Burrow is coming around. I think they're going to ride that momentum from last week where they finally showed up. And their defense is underrated. I think they give Seattle's offense a little bit of problem. So
you writing these down, Bora?
No, I'm gonna watch it again.
Oh,
and
we'll
come
watch
back
it.
to
Okay,
yeah.
we'll go through this rapid fire. So we'll. So I got Cincinnati too. Los, your picks: San Francisco, and you get the next two with San Francisco and Carolina. So what do you got?
I got
Well,
the
we know-
Niners.
All right, we all got I'm up next. Niners, Bora.
No, Niners. Yeah.
Okay, next one's easy too. I think all three of us are Miami, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll start with Indianapolis at Jacksonville. I'll take the Jags.
I'm gonna take the Colts. I think what's his name? Gardner Minshew gets his little revenge from
Okay.
the Jaguars.
All right.
I think Jacksonville wins that game. Travis
All right.
Etienne, big game.
All right. New Orleans at Houston. This is a tough game. I can't remember who I picked in my poll, but you know what? I was going to go New Orleans, but I think I'm going to take Houston. They're at home. They're young. D'Amico's got them playing well as a team. I'm going to go Houston.
I'm with you. I like Houston. I like C.J. Stroud, how he's playing, and I think they're better at home than they are on the road. So New Orleans' offense is nothing great. I think Houston gets the W.
I think I like the Saints. I think
Okay.
I think this is the week
Ooh.
C.J. Stroud throws his first interception. I think Derek Carr starts to get it going with Chris Olave. That
Very good. Very good. Yeah, okay,
start
that's
to
a
brew.
good pick. All right, the Bora, you get the toilet bowl first pick.
Tie. No, I'm gonna pick. Ooh, I'm gonna pick the Patriots. Yeah.
Okay. You're next, Los. You're below Bora.
Both teams absolutely suck, but New England's offense is pathetic. Jimmy will at least get a couple touchdowns before he throws a couple of interceptions. So Vegas.
I'm taking Vegas too in a close one. It'll be a boring. It'll be an exciting game at the end because it'll be close and there'll be turnovers and just punts galore. So it'll come down to the end. I'll take Vegas.
I think Mac Jones has 300 yards passing. That's my
Interesting.
I think Bill Belichick is gonna get the better of Josh McDaniels.
Interesting. He says he's going to start all over. We'll see. Okay, who gets the next pick? Is it you're again, Bora? You got Arizona at LA.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams. I think the Rams are a fringe playoff team.
Yeah, I think they are too.
They're pretty underrated. And I think Sean McVay has them playing. I think it's pretty easy. Rams win.
All right, there you go. Los.
Man, I'm tempted to take Arizona here for some reason, but just cut back and Pakua doing his thing and their new running back. Yeah, I think the Rams got a little bit too much for them, but I think it's going to be a close game.
Trifecta, we'll take it. I'll take the Rams. Okay, Los, Philadelphia at the Jets.
This is my upset of the week. I got the Jets. I got the Jets winning this game. I think Philadelphia's been playing with fire, getting by on some games that they didn't play well, and a break here and a break there goes. I think Zach Wilson doesn't have a great game, but I think their D is going to be fired up. And
interesting.
I think the Jets find a way to get it done.
That is interesting. Okay, so I go next, and you know what? I'm in agreement with you, Los. That was ditto. That was my pick of the week too. I took them in a poll. Yeah, I'm going with the Jets. I think the Jets are in a must-win situation. Their season's they can't go 2-4.
They're the desperate team.
Yeah. All right.
I think this is a blowout by Philadelphia. I think the Eagles win by 20. They haven't had a true statement game this season. I think this is the week that they have a statement game. The Jets don't have either of their corners. Sauce Gardner's out. DJ Reader's out. They're both out. I just think Zach Wilson's going to be overmatched. Their offensive line
Sauce is out?
Yep. Their offensive line has injuries.
Wait a minute. Sauce is out?
Yeah.
Oh, that changes it. Dang. I thought Sauce would take out A.J. Brown. And dang. I was looking for some fantasy points with Devontae Smith not being covered by Sauce. Now they'll still pick on who's ever covering AJ. Dang it. All right.
I'm gonna stay with them. I'm gonna stay with the Jets.
I didn't know Sauce was out. I'm gonna change it back to Philly now. Shoot. Sorry.
No loyalty.
Welcome back, Dan.
Yeah. I didn't know Sauce was out. I thought they don't have much after that. All right, so we move on. Now it's my first pick, Detroit at Tampa. This is a tough game, really tough game, because Detroit, I think, is the better team. Goff doesn't play as well on the road. Sam Laporta is dealing with a calf injury. Tampa Bay.
Him.
I do too. I have him on my fantasy team, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. It depends on game time decision, I think. But he says he's going to play. But I'm going to go with – I feel like the Lions they got to go in and win games like this if they want to stay on the top. And they've lost so many close games the past couple of years. I think they've gotten themselves over the hump. I'm gonna go with Detroit.
I'm going with Detroit too. I think Dan Campbell's a great coach. I think he's going to be a finalist for Coach of the Year, and I think he's going to have him prepared to play. Baker Mayfield's been playing pretty well. I think this game he might take a step back, down to reality. But I think this is going to be a pretty good game. Tampa's leading that division, I'm pretty sure. I think this is a pretty good game, but I think Detroit gets the edge.
All right, Los?
I'm going to go Tampa.
There we go.
I think Detroit is the better team, but they do not play better other than the Kansas City opening game. They don't play the same on the road. Laporta's a big part of their offense. Goff he's an average quarterback on the road, and I think Tampa Bay makes enough plays to squeak it out like 24-20.
Okay. And this game, New York, Buffalo in a blowout. I hope it's closer so that Buffalo still has to throw. I got Allen and Diggs, and if they get too far up, it becomes a running game. So, but I'm taking Buffalo, and I assume both of you guys are too.
I'm going to take Buffalo. If Daniel Jones was playing, this was going to be my upset just because the Bills lost 2 Pro Bowl All-Pro caliber players last week, and they also lost Tre'Davious White the week before, I'm pretty sure. So that's 3 levels of their defense that are out the whole year. And that's a hard blow to a team.
All right.
Yeah.
But I'm picking Buffalo.
Yeah.
Right.
Blowout of the week, Buffalo. But
we got to figure out a way to get the chat where we can get them a list, and we somehow, I don't know how to do it, but if we can get the chat picking with us, we'll do this every Sunday night or Saturday night, guys. This will be an ongoing Saturday night Niner preview and NFL pick'em, cover a little fantasy. This will be a new segment, about 8:30 every Saturday night.
At least 3 times a week too for the Niners.
Yeah, we'll be covering Niners more this. Yeah, we'll be doing the Sunday night. We'll be doing a Monday night wrap up. We'll probably do somewhere in the middle of the week and then Saturday. So Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, or Monday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that. Okay. Bora, finish us off. Dallas at LA Chargers.
I'm picking the Chargers because just F Dallas, right? They're I don't like Dallas. I think Dak Prescott isn't a good quarterback. I think Micah Parsons is overrated. CeeDee Lamb isn't that good. And I think that because the Chargers had a bye week, right? If I'm not mistaken.
yes.
I think the Chargers coming off a bye week, they knew they were going to have to prepare for the Cowboys. They've been preparing for the Cowboys for 2 weeks. And the Cowboys have only had a week to prepare for the Chargers. They had to prepare for the Niners all of last week. So I think the Chargers edge us out. I think Herbert has a big game. And I think Eckler rushes for over 120 yards.
Interesting. What would I don't know about that pick. No, I agree with it actually. Well, it's not my turn. Los, you're up.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Part of me thinks Dallas has really heard all week how horrible they are, and they're a prideful team, prideful organization.
But what can we really say about Dallas?
But
what can we really say about Dallas?
Boom, exactly. Teams were 0-17 last year, the week after playing the Niners, and I know they got an extra day rest, but there was a lot of Cowboys that were slow to get up. Let's just say last week. So
a lot.
Chargers coordinator is Kellen Moore. He wants to stick it to the Cowboys for firing him and making him the scapegoat to their decrepit offense when it's really their quarterback. And Mike McCarthy is worse as far as a coordinator. So I think the Chargers put it on Dallas, beat them by 10 to 14 points.
I think they're going to throw in a couple trick plays too, like a flea flicker. Or
So who'd you pick, Los? You picked
Chargers.
Okay, I'll make it a three-way. I'm going Chargers too. I think Chargers need to win a big game against a good team. They tend to blow it a lot. So
if I were betting that game, I would bet the over because the Chargers give up a lot of yards in the air, and Dak might actually have a decent game. CeeDee Lamb is going to have a big game. So I like from a gambling point of view, love the over in that game.
What is the over under?
I want to say it's like 47.5.
Yeah, we need to start incorporating that too. We need to get some of that in. So we'll cover that during the week as well.
Our one pick of the week from a problem.
Yeah, we'll give you okay. If I was going to give you my best pick of the week, as far as take the spread, take everything, take Miami over Carolina. I think
I'm taking the Eagles over Jets all day.
Okay. All right. I got Miami beaten by 2 touchdowns or more, beating Carolina. I think they got to get back to their ways. A chain's out, a chain, however you say it's out, but Mostert, Ahmed, Wilson, I don't know if they activated him or not, but
I think he's inactive.
Okay. Well, anyway, that wraps it up for us, guys. We will be back tomorrow night, 8:30, right after the Sunday night football game. We're anticipating the baseball game to be over as well. Don't go anywhere if you're watching right now. It's going to be a new thumbnail, but get ready to be alerted and come back on. We're going to close this out right now, but Eric and Will B are coming back on to do a current events show. It'll start about 2 minutes from now. So tune in to those guys and then come back tomorrow night too at 8:30. And for Bora and Los, thank you guys for joining in. We'll be doing a lot more 49ers talk going forward along with the Warriors. Eric and Will be up next on the NorCal Sports Network. We will see you, us three, tomorrow night. Have a good one, everybody.